The Transport Safety Board recently released its report on the Lac Megantic disaster. Turns out, it wasn't the fault of the worker assigned to operate the 72-car, 8 million liter crude oil train bomb for 12 hours all by himself. What actually happened was that the engine repair was done with glue. That led to a fire, and that in turn shut down the air brakes. And Transport Canada let a skinflint railroad write its own rules, which didn't include how many handbrakes it takes to hold an oil train on a hill. Before deregulation, there would have been a crew of 5 operating that train. But Montreal, Maine and Atlantic Railroad got special authorization to operate with a crew of 1, although they didn't have official permission to do so. Result? One beautiful little Quebec town flattened and 47 people killed. Meanwhile, in the friendly skies, WestJet, Sunwing Airlines, and Air Canada just got special authorization from Transport Canada to reduce the number of flight attendants on their aircraft. WestJet is supposed to pocket an extra $30 million on its bottom line. Naturally, Air Canada wanted to cash in by reducing its safety standards too. Instead of 1 flight attendant for each 40 passengers, there will now be 1 for every 50 passenger seats on these airlines. Why should you care? Well, we don't all have a crude oil carrying rail line running through our backyards, but most of us do like to fly once in a while. Time and again, it's been proven that your chances of surviving a plane crash depends on how close you are to an exit operated by a flight attendant. In the recent Air France crash in Toronto, all 297 passengers survived, although the aircraft crashed and burned to the proverbial crisp. They had 1 flight attendant per 30 passengers on that flight. In the Asiana air crash in San Francisco, the only 3 passenger deaths were caused by a safety vehicle collision. They had 1 flight attendant per 24 passengers on that flight. In both of these crashes, there were lots of flight attendants on board to get everybody off the burning aircraft in 90 seconds or less. Listen up, Lisa Raitt. You already know what happens when you let greedy corporations write their own rules. And you definitely know that nobody in Canada wants to fly Air Megantic. In Toronto, for Rabble TV, I'm Umberto da Silva, and not Rex Murphy.